What is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be breaking down the Hill versus Rountree card. So, the first fight that we've got on the card is Muhammad Usman versus Hamdi Abdel Wahab. Hamdi the Hammer is not to be trifled with, okay? You don't want to mess with Hamdi. But I'm going to be picking Muhammad Usman to win this fight by decision just because I think Hamdi sucks. He's fat and he's not good. So that's what I think of this fight. There's not a lot to say. I just think Muhammad Usman is actually kind of athletic. He's got some power. He's got a pretty speedy left hook and a nice jab. Um, and I think he's just got a big physical advantage in this fight. Somehow, Hamdi tested positive for steroids, and he's fat. So I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. But enough talking about Usman versus Hamdi. Let's move on to the next one. Tagir Ulanbekov versus Azat Maxim. Now this is a good fight. I'm going with Tagir to win by decision because at the end of the day, I think anything Azat can do, Tagir can do better. Tagir is a pretty good striker. So is Azat, but I think Tagir's a little bit better. He's pretty long and rangy for the division, as is Azat. They're the same height and reach, as you guys can see down here. But I think Tagir is just a little bit better. There's not a whole lot to say about this matchup. Azat, he's looked pretty decent in the UFC so far. But I feel like you shouldn't be having split decisions with Tyson Nam. I feel like Tagir is kind of above those guys. I know he lost to Tim Elliott, but Tim Elliott did cheat quite a bit in that fight. It doesn't matter. I just think Tagir is an extremely well-rounded fighter. He can strike very well. He can grapple very well, and he's fought a lot more recently than Azat, who's been fairly inactive. So I'm gonna go with Tagir for this one. But on to the next fight. Irina Alekseeva versus Claudia Segula. I flipped a coin and I'm going with Alekseeva. She's a lot bigger. Well, not bigger. She's taller. God damn it, Cece. She's taller and she's got a much longer reach. I don't know how Claudia's arms are so fucking short, but oh my god, dude, look at that. Her arms are 23 centimeters shorter than her height. That is insane. So I'm gonna go with Irina Alekseeva. She's got some pretty good grappling. She got a knee bar. Um, she lost to Melissa Mullins, who is decent, and Claudia Segula also lost to Melissa Mullins, but she got finished, whereas Alekseeva lost a decision. So I'm gonna go with Alekseeva to win, by maybe a submission, but I think she'll win a decision. But on to the next one. Daria Zelezniakova versus Melissa Mullins. Pretty sure they fought already. Yeah, they fought already. And Melissa Mullins won by TKO. So I'm going to go with Melissa Mullins to win by decision this time. Daria Zelezniakova is not good at fighting. And Melissa Mullins is pretty decent. So, yeah. Oh, Ismail Nardiev versus Yun Yong Park. Now this is a real fight. We're finally on to the real fights. The card, it's gonna pick up from here on out. Those fights were just bench warmers, but this one I'm gonna go with Park by decision. Now Ismail Nardiev is a very good striker. He's got a very snappy and powerful body kick. His boxing is pretty good, but nothing special. And he's got good grappling. He's got a good guillotine. He's got a good rear naked choke. He's got some pretty good takedowns, pretty good double leg. But I think Yun Yong Park is just better. Now, he's a little bit slower, but he's got good fundamentals. He sticks behind his jab. He's got pretty solid defense. He's got great grappling. I thought he should have won this fight against Andre Muniz. So if we're in a different universe, he's on a 5 fight win streak, and I just think he is better. Um, I think he will be pretty much even on the feet with Nardiev. Um, and I think he can defend the takedowns. And Yun Park also has, some good durability, good recovery. He got dropped by Brad Tavares in the first round of their fight, and he came back and he won that fight by decision. That was an impressive performance. And Ismail Nardiev in his last fight, he beat Bruno Silva, but I feel like at this point you should be finishing Bruno Silva, especially after his last fight that I just fucking saw with my eyes. You got to be finishing Bruno Silva. So I don't think Nardiev can consistently take Yoon Young Park down. I don't think he can get in dominant positions, get his back, sink in a rear naked choke. I think Yoon Young Park is a very good grappler and he's a very good striker. I think he's going to mix it up. And I think he will win this fight. But on to the next one. Seokyeon Ko versus Oban Elliott. Now, I'm going to be going with Oban Elliott to win this fight by decision. He's just consistent. He's a very consistent fighter. He's extremely well-rounded. There's not a lot of people who are going to be able to, take Oban down and hold him there and win the fight that way, or submit him, or TKO him with ground and pound. And his striking is getting better. It looked very nice versus Basil Hafez. He knocked him out. He hurt Val Woodburn with a head kick, and then he got dropped bad in that fight, but he came back and recovered. Similar thing happened on the Contender Series. So we know you can hurt Oban Elliott, but you can't get him out of there. He's got very good recovery. And he's only 27. So he's going to be improving steadily from fight to fight. Ko is a good striker. He's a southpaw. He likes that karate stance with the in and out movement, looking to land the left hook, or not left hook, left straight and the right hook. He's a good fighter. He will even shoot takedowns of his own sometimes, but I just think Oban Elliott is on another level. He's been beating higher level opponents, and he's just consistent with his fights. And I like when you're winning decisions or getting late finishes like he did against Basil Hafez. It's not like he's going out there in the first round and destroying everybody. And, you could look at that as, oh, this guy doesn't have a lot of finishing potential. He's not a good finisher. Or you could look at it as he's consistent. He can win decisions. He's an intelligent fighter. And he knows what he's doing in there. So I'm going to go with Oban Elliott to win a decision. But on to the next one. Muhammad Naimov versus Bogdan Grad. Now, Bogdan, his striking is fucking horrendous. It's terrible. He's got no defense. But he's got some pretty solid grappling. But not even, really. I mean, he got reversed multiple times by Lucas Alexander in their fight. And Lucas Alexander is not good. This fight against Michael Aswell was a split decision on the Contender Series. Now, Michael Aswell is good. He's a good boxer. He's got some pretty good striking. But I got to go with Naimov. I know he got submitted by Felipe Lima, but I think Lima is a legit prospect. I think he will be in the top 15 at bantamweight. And this was a short notice fight, so he didn't have time to prepare for Lima's style at all. And Muhammad Naimov is not afraid to cheat in a fight, dude. Now, it's dirty, but it's smart. He'll kick you in the nuts. He'll grab the fence. He'll eye poke you a little bit. In his fight with Nathaniel Wood, he did like 6 fucking fouls. But I just think he's, a decently well-rounded fighter. His striking is pretty good. He's got good fundamentals. He doesn't make a lot of stupid mistakes on the feet. And I think his takedown defense will hold up in this fight. And I just don't think Bogdan Grad is very good at all. He got slept by Tom Nolan. That's a bad look. That made me think Tom Nolan was going to be a fucking killer. And it turned out that, he's decent, but not on the level that I thought he would be. And Bogdan Grad is the reason that I thought Tom Nolan would be a future fucking killer. So, I got to go with an Imhoff. But on to the next one. We've got Nazim Sadikov versus Nicholas Mata. Now, this one's an easy pick for me. I'm going with Sadikov by KO in round one. And this guy, he actually beat Tom Nolan. So, you know, whatever. Forget about Tom Nolan. This video is not about Tom Nolan. Nicholas Mata, I just think he doesn't really have any talent. Like, he's powerful. He's got some dangerous hooks, but the defense is not there. He just kind of sucks. Nazim is a very good boxer. His striking is looking really good. He got a finish with a question mark kick against Ismail Bonfim. They stopped the fight in the corner, but he was going on to win that fight. Whether they stopped it or not, I don't think it would have mattered. He's got very solid striking. He's dangerous. He's high level. He's got good training partners. He trains with Aljo down in fucking Long Island or wherever they train. So I trust his grappling. And I just think he's going to be powerful. And he's just levels above Nicholas Mata on the feet. He's got some nice defense. He likes the shoulder roll. I think he is just going to piece Mata up on the feet. I don't think it's a very close fight. And after this one, if he gets an impressive win, I would love to see him fight a much bigger name than Nicholas Mata. But this is another easy pick. If I had to pick a lock of the card, it'd be this one. Mata's only chance is like a 1 in a billion KO where he lands the perfect shot at the perfect moment. But on to the next one. Mik Tikbek Oralbai versus Tofik Musayev. Now, I'm going to go with Oralbai by TKO in round 3. Tofik is a dangerous fighter. I wasn't able to find a lot of footage on him, but Oralbai is very good. I know he lost to Mateus Rebecki, but Rebecki, I think, is honestly just a level above Tofik and anybody that Tofik has fought. He's got 2 knockouts here, but who is he fucking fighting, dude? The guys he's fighting are not good. Oralbai, he's got very good straight punches, and he looks like he fights like an idiot. Like, he looks like a caveman. If you look at this guy, you're going to look at him and you're going to think he's going to fight like fucking Drew Dober. But he doesn't. He actually fights very smart. He's got long, straight punches. He's got long arms. They're almost the same height, but he's going to have a 5-inch reach advantage. So I think he's going to be piecing Musayev up with those right hands and jabs. And his grappling is very good. He was able to submit Uros Medic, who is not the best, but I still think he's a decent prospect. He beat Elvis Brenner pretty handedly, and he's got an iron chin and great recovery, as we've seen, versus Mateus Rebecki. So I've got to go with Oralbai to win this fight. Tofik could catch him, but I don't think he will. I think Oralbai is a better striker and a better grappler. So I think he's going to mix those up and get a TKO in round 3. But on to the next one. Feature fight of the card. Curtis Blades versus Rizvan Kuniev. I'm going to go with Curtis Blades. Kuniev is a good striker. When you look at him, you think, oh, this guy's fat. He's probably fucking slow. But no, he's actually pretty fast. He's got good, snappy teep kicks, low kicks. He's got good Muay Thai in general. He's got good knees and elbows in the clinch. But Curtis Blades has been in the top 10 for like a fucking decade. And I just think he's got too much UFC experience. He's going to be tagging Kuniev up on the feet. Now, I could see him getting chinned, but I'm just not going to pick that to happen, dude. And I think Kuniev has eased up on the roids because he's looking a little bit blobbish now. So I think Curtis Blades is going to take him down and get a ground and pound TKO. But on to the next one. Co-main event. Rafael Fiziev versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Now, I'm going to go with Rafael Fiziev to win this fight by decision. We've seen Bahamondes really struggle with Ludovic Klein and his fighting style. I think Rafael Fiziev is like an upgraded Ludovic Klein. Um, he's very fast, and in that fight, Bahamondes just kind of let um, Klein get in the pocket just for free. So I think the same kind of thing is going to be happening here. We've seen Bahamondes. I don't think his defense is that great. Um, he's obviously very dangerous with his right hand. He's got a killer right hand. It's like a bomb. He's got great kicks, but I think Rafael Fiziev is going to be able to get in the pocket, land his combos. He's going to be slamming body kicks, slamming leg kicks. I even think if he needs to, he can shoot a takedown. Um, he got a takedown versus Gaethje early on in the fight and sat on his face for like 2 minutes or something like that. I think Fiziev will win this fight. I just don't think Bahamondes is at this level yet. But if he beats Fiziev, then I've got to stop doubting him because I've been picking against him. Like, obviously, I picked him to beat Christos Giagos, or however you say his name, because that guy is not very good. But I picked him. I picked Manuel Torres to beat him, and I picked Turner to beat him. But um, I still think Fiziev's gonna beat him. He's been proving me wrong, but I think Fiziev is very good. Like, he's lost to Gaethje twice, but in my opinion, he arguably could have won both of those fights. And I just think his hands are going to be too fast, especially early on. I think this fight is going to be a scrap. It's going to be all Fiziev early on, but as the fight goes on, I think Ignacio is going to start landing some good shots, and I think it's going to be a scrap, but I'm going to go with Fiziev. Now, on to the main event, Jamal Hill versus Khalil Rountree. Now, as you guys can see here, 60% of people are picking Rountree to win. And I get it, because early on in the fight, he is extremely fast, he's got a lot of power, and he throws every single strike with the intent to knock your head off. He's going to be a lot faster than Jamal Hill. I think his low kicks will be a problem. But Khalil gets very stationary. There's no head movement. His footwork is not great. He stands still a lot. And I think Jamal Hill will be able to land a lot of good straight punches. He's got a big reach advantage. He's got a height advantage. And he's just bigger in general. So I think he'll be able to get in the clinch and wear on Khalil with his knees. His knees in the clinch looked great versus Yuri. And he lost that fight, obviously. He got fucking knocked out. But he had moments in that fight where he was doing very good. Especially round 2. His knees to the body, his body punches, everything was looking good in that fight, but he just got clipped because he was overextending, and Yuri's head movement and footwork was on another level. I don't think we're going to see that kind of thing from Rountree. He's not going to hit a step back counter or a pull counter like Yuri was doing in that fight. I think they're going to be trading in the center, and I think the first person to gas out will be Khalil because we've seen Jamal Hill has a very good gas tank, and by the end of round 2 against Pereira, Khalil was gassing. People kind of give him a participation trophy for that fight, but at the end of the day, he lost. He had one good round, and he got the shit beaten out of him. So I think people do give him a little bit too much credit. Now, he did a lot better than Hill, but styles make fights, and I think Jamal Hill, with his reach advantage, is going to be able to land a lot of good jabs. I think he's going to be landing those knees in the clinch. His dirty boxing is going to be very effective, and I think he will be able to win the fight even at range because Khalil just is not going to have the same kind of footwork that Yuri was having. So I think Jamal Hill is going to take it. Yeah. Round 4, TKO. Hill is also very durable. Like, we saw him take some bombs off of Yuri, and I don't think Khalil hits like Yuri, man. Anthony Smith was taking his shots up until the 3rd round of that fight, which he took on like a week's notice. So, I think Khalil, because he did better than people expected him to do versus Alex. They're now thinking of him like he's this like championship level fighter, and I just don't think he's there. But no hate to Khalil. This is just how I think the fight is gonna go. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know what you think in the comments, and goodbye.